Welcome back. When it comes to personal injury claims, there's something known as non-economic damages that can also recover when dealing with a claim. So here to break it down for us from Anthem Injury Lawyers, the sponsors of today's segment, we have Anthony B. Golden, a managing partner over there at Anthem Injury Law. Anthony, thank you for being here. This is a really important topic. I was talking to you before this interview started. I actually was in an accident myself a few years ago, and dealing with the claim process alone is pretty daunting, and you don't always know what to ask for, what you can claim. So can you kind of break this down for us and things that we should keep in mind when we're filing a claim and what to ask for?
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me, first of all, and I'm very sorry to hear about your accident. So when we're talking about non-economic damages, these are the things that are much more difficult to quantify. So it's not your medical bills. Non-economic damages are things like your pain, suffering, loss of enjoyment of life, emotional distress, disfigurement, if you were disfigured by an accident, things like that. And those are things that are harder to quantify, but much more personal to the individual.
And when I was going through this, I thought I could kind of handle this on my own and talk to the insurance companies, but I realized I needed to bring in some representation to speak on behalf of me, and people like you know exactly what to ask for. And so is that something you would advise if people are watching, they need to file a claim, or they're going through the process and they just feel overwhelmed? Is that what you would help out with?
Yeah, exactly. So that's part of what we help with. Unfortunately, the insurance companies are often going to downplay your non-economic damages and just focus on your medical bills. A lot of times, to really get true value and justice for those non-economic damages, you might need to file a lawsuit and have a jury decide how to value those.
Yeah, sometimes it can get to that point if you're not able to settle or meet in the middle. And let's go back to pain and suffering for a minute. Sure. You mentioned too, not always knowing a numerical value to place on that. How do you establish that and get to that point? For me, I didn't even know where to start.
Yeah, it's difficult, and really at the end of the day, it's up to a jury to put a number on that, but we help with using different analogies. For example, how much would a person be willing to pay not to be in that pain for the rest of their life? Or how much is it on an hourly basis of the inconvenience that they've had to go to all these medical appointments.
Right.
They're entitled to that recovery.
Right, that's all really helpful and puts into perspective of how much is affected after an accident. So that's why it's helpful to call someone like you to help out with that. So Anthony, thank you so much for breaking this all down.
Sure.
I needed you a few years ago. But thank you to Anthem Injury Lawyers for sponsoring this segment. You can give them a call at 702-987-0202 or visit antheminjurylaw.com, or you can scan that QR code that's right there on your screen.